I am a spiritual writer, energy reader and healer. My readings, articles and the healings that I give are all sort of seeking to empower and provide a different perspective, really. How would I describe myself in 3 words? I'm passionate, authentic, and most of all, I'm fun. You've got to laugh at times, right? Okay, so not all the time. Sometimes we'll cry together too. Hope you're enjoying all the content that I'm putting up on my channel, and if that's the case, love it if you could like and subscribe. Until then, see you around, lovely wing people. So hi, welcome to your Mercury retrograde reading today. So just doing a little intro into all of the readings. Mercury retrograde usually happens sort of 3 to 4 times a year, depending on the lunar calendar. And it's a very difficult time where the retrograde means that we go back or we go and revisit something, or things may not work as well. But they may not work as well because there's a reason or a lesson that we need to gain from it. It's often a time, because it's ruled, Mercury is the planet of communication, it affects all types of communication. So it can affect our computers, our phones, our cameras. Tell me about it. I've had a few camera issues over that period. So yeah, it can really feel like it's working against us. It's a time frame of shadow that we just need to work through and get through. But often, on a positive note, there are things, as I said, just that, you know, that we need to take from it, that we need to learn from. So coming out of this period is a good thing, or is a positive thing, and affects us in different ways, because wherever the retrograde sits at the time of the year will affect each of us astrologically differently, because it will sit in the different 12 houses, which are houses for astrology that are ruled by planets and affect us in our day-to-day lives. So I just wanted to sort of mention what it was and how it might affect us before I started any of the readings. Welcome, Cancer. Welcome to your Mercury retrograde after party. So these are a sequence of readings after we finished this retrograde period that I spoke to in the small introduction just before I started your reading. So for Cancer, this retrograde sat and affected you in your 4th house. And this is actually your own house anyway, that you naturally sit in. And this home of the 4th house is really about the family, your roots, your home life, and your sense of stability. So during this period of retrograde, you may have had some disharmony in the family life or in your home environment. It can be different for everybody. Lots of different people will be listening to this, and their home life will look very different. So whatever that might have been for you, you may have just felt slightly this feeling of not having security, not feeling stable. Sometimes it can also manifest itself in not really knowing where your roots are, or feeling that you don't have roots right now. Now the period is over, we are going to see a huge movement forward in this area, which is really good news for you, Cancer. So this is saying that moving forward now into the winter months, those areas of your life are going to start to flourish and will thrive a little more than they have. So so that's a great place to start. So I'm going to do a reading with 6 cards from my Rider-Waite deck. I have pre-shuffled already, but I do a little shuffle when I put out the cards as well. I know some of you do like to see the shuffle. So I'm going to lay 6 of those out, and then I'm going to use my Island Wellness deck to make some clarification for each column. So we're going to crack on with that. I'm then going to pull you an Archangel Michael card at the end, along with a Soul Angel card. And this is more going to be guidance on the back of the reading. So let's get started. Oh, I nearly forgot then. I'm actually pulling these empowerment cards. I'm pulling one card for every sign for nearly every reading I'm doing at the moment. They're really lovely cards, and they're just about kind of understanding your strength, a little bit of self-worth involved in there. And yeah, they're really, really colourful and bright, nice cards. So, Cancer, what can we pull? I'm going to just cut the deck with these, I think. So, okay, so your card for today. Be the kind of person who makes others want to up their game, okay? It says woman on there, but there's male and female listening. This is not just about women. This is for everybody. So it's saying with this strength, be that person that everybody else wants to aspire to and wants to be a little bit better, to be like you, basically. So there's your empowerment card for the day. So if you weren't feeling like that, I hope you are now. So yeah, go away and take that away with you and think about that. I'm going to just quickly light some of my frankincense. I am going to smoke myself out, which is what I've been doing in the other readings. These are these little domes that you can buy, that you put on. I'll show you. These little trays. They're ever so good. And they burn really lovely, and this one is frankincense, and it's a very, very nice smell. So I'm going to start by just giving the singing bowl a little bit of a ding. So yeah, you may want to cover your ears, and if you've got headphones in, you may want to take them out. Okay? Okay, so that's just going to clear our energy a little bit so we can start your reading. Oh, straight out the back, Four of Wands. Four of Wands first column. If nothing else, that epitomises this idea of family life, because this is about marriage, home, your idea of where you're safe. You see these people in the background, they are kind of almost, it's like a portal as well. It's a bit like a gateway, but this is, you can see this home in the background. It can also be the marriage card as well in the deck. So let's see. Oh, a few jumpers. Okay, so you've got the Empress, one of my favourite cards in the deck, Major Arcana. And then you've got the Nine of Swords. Okay, so let's get 3 more cards. Okay, so we've got the World card, another great card. Then we have got the Six of Pentacles, and we've got the Devil card. You might want to check your Sun, Moon and Rising for these cards, because these cards came out in, pretty sure it was the Gemini reading. But yeah, these 2 cards both came out, and so did the World card for their reading. Okay, so I'm now going to pull a couple of clarification cards on top of these from the Island Wellness deck. Oh, now we're all going to fall out onto my desk. There's too many for me to pick them up. Sometimes I do take them when they fall like that. It just depends on the energy. But sorry, there's too many today. I will be here till God knows when if I pick them up. Right. Okay, wellness cards. What can you tell my lovely Cancerians? How are they going to... Oh, okay, so we've got the Camera card. This has come out also in one of the other readings. And retrograde obviously affects equipment, technical equipment. So cameras can be affected. My cameras have been affected, I'm not going to lie. Had some serious issues, and lost a couple of readings last week. So yeah. Whoa. Okay, so we're going to take these ones. So we've got lightning. Whoops. Oh, and you've got 2 there. So I'm going to take those 2. You've got the clock and the hand of cards. So like, that's talking about kind of poker face and you keeping your cards close to your chest. Okay, we'll put those to one side and my Rider-Waite, and let's get on with it. So first column then. So we spoke about this home life and this idea of the family. The Empress card is actually the card of this idea of the Mother Earth, or the kind of mother energy. So this can sometimes symbolize pregnancy, motherhood. We spoke about family, so perhaps maybe you've got children and you've had some difficulties in the last few weeks with family life, travel plans going wrong, things getting cancelled, problems at home. This can all talk about those energies. They can also talk about moving forward, that you're going to be more in your power now. So this Empress, you can see from the card there, she's this maternal, beautiful character. The Empress is the Queen of Queens. So she's a very powerful lady. She normally is somebody that is very loving, very nurturing, and literally takes care of the family. So maybe this is you. Or maybe this is your mother, and maybe she's been having some issues, or maybe there's been some problems and you've been worrying about stuff. She's coming through really strong in this energy, and in this yellow around both of these cards, this is all to do with the solar plexus. So there's this idea that maybe the home life is going to get a lot better, or maybe you're going to be moving home. That's another issue for somebody out there. You could be meeting somebody and getting married. You could be getting pregnant. You could be moving in with your partner. These are all big possibilities moving forward. With the Camera card, it says, reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past, make memories. So the Cancer, being that you are in the 4th house, the sign of Cancer, Cancerians, you guys, in terms of feminine energy, they say astrologically that you make the best mothers, actually. And it's this energy of this water energy of this love, and this deep sense of love. So with this Camera, there could be somebody may have actually had lost a parent. I'm getting the energy of here. And that's quite possible. And this energy is saying that, that you always have your memories. And when you're going through any sort of stages of grief or any difficulties like this, it's like a really tough time, especially if you are also a mother. This idea of you being strong and being loving for everybody sometimes is a really hard thing to do. The Camera is saying to reminisce on the good times, and to know that you were loved, are loved, and that your ability to love the people in your life and your children and your siblings is something that's really powerful for you, and is something that you're all about. Okay. Also, just on the back of that, they're also just saying to me about how, when people are dealing with grief, everybody deals with it differently. But having this idea that it's okay to grieve and it's okay to not be that strong motherly figure all the time, because, sometimes we can't always be that. The Mercury retrograde would have maybe made you question that and your ability to do that. But moving forward now into the winter months, you're going to be back within your power, and you're going to, maybe with slight heavy heart over those issues, you will be able to fondly remember that love and hold on to it. But most importantly, Spirit are saying, hold on to the people that you have in your life now and love them. Okay? your second row, so you have the Nine of Swords and the World card. And clarifying it is the Lightning. The Lightning card kind of makes me want to talk about a little bit what I've just been speaking about. It says sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval and transformation. So something may have drastically changed within your family dynamic. And sometimes that change is really difficult for us to navigate. It's really hard for us to sometimes see how we can move forward. And Spirit is saying sometimes you don't need to move forward in that moment either. It's okay to have your Nine of Swords. These are sleepless nights. These are like not good memories or sadness, like this veil over you. The nines are all about completions, and you have it right above the World card. The World card is the end of the line for the Major Arcana. It's the last card of the Major Arcana in the Rider-Waite deck. And it's about closing up. It's about endings and beginnings. And sometimes this sort of change and transition can cause us sleepless nights and a heavy heart. This feeling will pass, but it's very important that you honour your feelings right now. And if there are times that you need to feel sad or you need to feel bad about memories and ideas, then it's okay to do that. Okay? You're going through a really deep emotional time in your life. For some people, these would be really big events or huge relationships, or a time where you question who you are and where you are in life. Okay, so you may be having those sleepless nights. Those cycles will change. You know, nines are one card away from number 10, which is the closing of the cycle, and then you regenerate. So these are times that are definitely going to be something within the Cancerian energy. The swords obviously are air signs, so it could be Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Swords are mental spaces, and they're all about thought processes, feelings, sometimes overthinking scenarios, reacting to things sometimes in a less prepared way. You know, emotions cloud us. They cloud our judgments sometimes. And these are all cycles that we need to go through in order to be who we are, basically, and to go through what is our life journey, I guess. So it's all part of that for you, Cancer. So I do feel a heavy energy for you. So that's never easy, and that's a difficult time to go through. And you are such, as a Cancerian, you know, you're a water sign, and you'll have a lot of depth and a lot of love to give, and your heart space can sometimes be a very deep place. And I think at the moment you are within those depths, and sometimes you may feel you don't know how you're going to come out of them. But the reading's here to say you will come out of them and you will get past this period. Just understand that it, you know, and honour your feelings, honour your emotions, and don't try to hide them, don't try to keep them in. Let them come to the surface. Okay? In your third and final row, we have the Six of Pentacles with the Devil card. The Devil card always scares people with the tarot. Sometimes it can be a Capricorn energy. If somebody involved that we were talking about maybe was Capricorn, or they were an earth energy. But because these are both earth energies, they both sort of talk about material things in our world, our life, the way we see our life moving forward, our sense of stability, our sense of who we are in the world and how we feel about that. The Six is all about give and take. It's about finding balance. These are quite heavy energies as well. And even though you will move through them, they are just letting you know that this idea of balance, you see these scales in the background, it's time to just honour that at the moment you might be completely out of kilter. You might act completely out of character, the retrograde would have absolutely expanded this to a maximum. It would have brought all your fears to the surface and everything that you feel perhaps you can't handle in life. But with this card coming in its positioning, it's very much saying that you will get back to this balance of give and take. This is a really good energy to have. And, you know, at the moment you might be having still to care for others and love others whilst going through difficult times. The Devil card there, I always think this is Adam and Eve on this card. And sometimes the Devil card can make us feel like we're never going to escape a certain feeling, or you see this couple there, they've got these chains around them and it feels like they can't escape this devil energy. But the truth is those chains are very loose and they can take those off at any point. And that will be what will happen within this energy. There will come a time when those chains will get lighter, but at the moment perhaps they feel a little heavy. The Devil card also can be about toxicity, can be about codependency. This is another area that can be looking at your idea of your roots and your stability. There might be things that come up from the past, and this card's there just to say that that is something that could happen, and try not to get too caught up in this energy. You can escape this energy, and sometimes it's like a temptation to get stuck in this maudling feeling or this maudling behaviour. With this card on clarification, you have the clock. So with the clock, this is very much about, this is just time. This is a moment in time of your life. Things will go round as cycles do, as I spoke about earlier, and this clock is just saying this is just a necessary process that you're going through in your life right now. It also speaks of healing. Now, I speak a lot about healing because I am a healer. Sometimes when we're going through a healing process, we feel like it will never end, or we feel like we don't know where to turn to. This is telling you to turn to the people in your life that you love. And some of those people might not be there to give you that support that perhaps you would normally have turned to. But there are always people around you to support and love you. And sometimes you just have to look up and notice who those people are. Okay? So that is a time frame thing for you, my lovely Cancer. You also got another card which was like a jumping card. And this one is the Hand of Cards. Take a chance, take a risk, being strategic, options, not showing your hand, gambling. So for others in this reading, this could mean an opportunity coming your way. And sometimes we fear change, or we fear new opportunities because we kind of are more comfortable in sitting with the status quo or the familiar. This card is telling you to, if an opportunity comes your way to do something new, perhaps a new job, a new hobby or a new interest, or meeting new people, this card is telling you to take those opportunities, take the chances. Nobody in this world ever had the success without being prepared to take the risk. And this card is saying that you have the power, Cancer, to take the risks, but it might involve you coming out of your comfort zone. Okay, so maybe it's time to expand that comfort zone and do new things, maybe. Okay, so I'm going to now pull you an Archangel Michael card. And I'm getting a real sense of him being in this reading. Archangel Michael is one of the angels that is depicted normally carrying the sword. And the sword is normally about loyalty and truth and honour and this sort of thing. And he fights, oh, it's jumped out for you. He fights for us and is there to protect us sometimes. And sometimes when we don't have the power to be ourselves and be the person we need to be, sometimes he is there to support us and help give us that power. So in your reading today, you've pulled this card jumped out. When I take jumping cards, I do often talk about this in my readings. I do often feel that Spirit, when they jump out at me like that, they want me to see this specific card. Okay, so I feel that this is the case for the collective, or might even just be for one person out there, who knows. But literally this card is saying lean on God and the angels for support. Now, you may not be a religious person, or you may be, whichever. Even if you're not religious, angels are omnipresent within all different cultures and religions. And maybe you don't call it God. For me personally, my spiritual beliefs, I believe in like a source energy that is around us that helps us, inspire us, or warn us, or show us things, or make us think. And if you don't believe in God, this energy is just saying you do have these angels around you. You do have this support. They know you're going through some really tricky times right now, and they want to be here for you. So each message on these cards usually comes with like a little ritual at the bottom, and they're to be read out for that angel. But I'm just going to read out what your card says. It says, "Dear God and the angels, I give you this situation." So whatever your situation is, I give you this situation now and completely. I step out of the way and allow divine miracles to shine through everyone and everyone involved. So if there is this feeling of you not being able to see a way out, or having some really difficult down days, these angels are with you. You can ask them at any point for their support and for their love, and they will guide you and help you come through it. We need to feel these lessons ourselves, in our life, and we need to understand those feelings in order to move on and move forward. But these angels are there to help you get through that period of difficulty, I guess. Okay, so that message is out there for my lovely Cancers. And just to end, I'm going to pull a soul action card. Okay, so what would these angels like to tell you in addition to Archangel Michael's card? Okay, let's cut the cards. So we got this card. So this is Panacea, the angel of Panacea. The angel knows the answers to all of your problems. So when you think you're alone and you don't know who to turn to, or you don't even have the strength to voice how you're feeling to people, because sometimes we go within ourselves, don't we, to deal with these sorts of feelings. And this angel is saying that they're right by your side while you have these difficult times to go through. So I just want to wish light and love to any Cancerians out there that are affected by these readings. But I also want you to know that these lessons are part of make us who we are. And whatever you're going through, there will always be light at the end of it. And things will work out in a different way for you. So I'm wishing you an amazing end to the year. Just at the end of your reading, I just wanted to mention my new spell kits that I've been writing. On the website, I do mention that I associate myself with green witches, which are healers. And they work with mindfulness and this sort of thing. And I've been producing these spell kits. If you can see that up close. Yeah. The spell kits I write myself, and I do a couple of adult ones and some children's spell kits. There is a review currently on my website. Go and take a look. For one of my young viewers that purchased one of these kits, just talks a little bit about what's in them and how she's enjoyed them. So that might be worth having a look at on my website. So that's www.pegasusandthewitch.com. So it's very quickly, I thought I would just go through the sort of things that are in these kits. So they come with a scroll, and I write all of the special spells. So there are different ones. So the children ones, there are 3 different ones available. Go and have a little look at what those are. Just a very quick idea of the sort of things that are in them. This is one of the adult love kits I've got here. So inside the adult ones comes the Pegasus and the Witch candle that you can light during the spell. And these lovely dragon's blood incense sticks also come with the kit, and they have sort of instructions of when to burn these and in what order to do that. So they smell amazing, the dragon's blood ones. They are just such a beautiful thing to have anyway. And then each kit comes with a very different little talisman, and talismans are associated with luck and magic. So these are part of the spells as well. This one here is my witch with the 3 angels. They're very interactive. Each kit comes with a special affirmation card as well that you can be using after you've used the spell. And they're all about empowerment and believing in yourself and this sort of thing. And they're really great things to interact with. So yeah, go and have a little look on the website.